You can find strawberries on the trail in early summer. Most years you'll find them from about Virginia northward, but the majority of the trail is within prime strawberry habitat. These berries look and taste a whole lot like the strawberries you'll get in the store, though they're much, much smaller. The plants will actually have these beautiful clusters of white flowers in the spring, though you won't see any flowers come berry season. With strawberries, the most easily identifiable feature is the tiny seeds around the shallow pits of the berry, actually a drupe. But if you've eaten a strawberry before, you'll know what a wild one looks like. As with any berry, strawberries are a great snack in their own right, though you could get fancy and add them to your oats in the morning too. If you enjoy berries, chances are pretty high that you've had some blackberries in your life. These scrumptious black and purple colored berries grow in clusters in large bushes, which you can find throughout the Appalachian Mountains during the summer months. That being said, be warned, blackberry bushes are very thorny, so forage with care. We've cut our hands more times than we can count on particularly thorny blackberry bushes, so go slowly when harvesting blackberries. You can actually eat most of the blackberry plant, such as the shoots and roots. However, the shoots should be peeled and cooked before consumption, and the roots are best when dried and infused with water to make a tea. Mulberries tend to be a bit harder for hikers to identify, simply because so many people haven't had them before. They actually look a lot like blackberries, though they come from a tree rather than a bush on the ground. There are many different types of mulberry trees out there, but most are quite small, no more than 9 feet high. Wineberry is actually an invasive species, though it does produce some very tasty raspberry-like berries for hikers to enjoy. You'll find them mostly in Pennsylvania, but they're found throughout the eastern United States as well. These plants grow in very thick bushes, and each berry looks like it's wrapped up in a very thick coat of prickly thorns. However, the thorns are quite soft, so it's more of a visual deterrent than something that can cause you harm. Wineberries are very sweet and juicy, so they're a great snack on a hot summer's day. Plus, you're unlikely to find these in a store, so enjoy them while you're on the trail. Wild cherries. Although these aren't as common as some of the other berries, technically a drupe, you can find cherries on the Appalachian Trail. They're most commonly spotted in Maryland, and you'll have difficulty finding them any further north than that. Like all cherries, wild cherries grow on cherry trees. These type of cherry trees have large leaves with finely serrated edges. However, if you do eat wild cherries, be sure to spit out the seeds as they can cause gastrointestinal problems when eaten in large quantities. One of the most popular and easily identifiable plants on the Appalachian Trail, blueberries are a tasty treat during the summer months. You'll often start seeing blueberries on a northbound hike by Tennessee, though many thru hikers note that they're particularly abundant around Roan Mountain. Identifying blueberries is pretty straightforward, as they look like much smaller versions of the blueberries you might find in a store. They grow in bushes that can be between 2 and 10 feet tall, and they have glossy blue-green leaves. The berries themselves are easily identifiable, so if you've eaten a blueberry before, you almost certainly know what they look like. As far as eating goes, blueberries are great on their own, or they can be an excellent topping to any oatmeal or similarly sweet meal. Edible wild grapes commonly found along the Appalachian Trail are likely to be the species of Vitis, a genus of climbing vines. They produce small greenish to purplish berries that can be eaten raw or used to make jams, jellies, and wine. These grapes are usually ripe in late summer to early fall and are a sweet and juicy treat for hikers. Although they look very similar to blueberries, huckleberries are their own type of berry. You can find them pretty much everywhere on the Appalachian Trail, especially from Virginia to Pennsylvania. These edibles grow in a bush that's usually about waist high with dark green leaves. The berries themselves tend to be a bit smaller than a wild blueberry, and you'll find a small cluster of them on each stem. You can eat them just like you would a blueberry or use them on top of your oatmeal for extra nutrition on the trail.